Wonderful day, good day, ladies and gentlemen. Zurich Invest event, and we are at the Delta Grand Hotel in Zurich again. And with me here is a mining legend, Sean Boyd, the CEO of Agnico, one of the best mining companies in the world, definitely. And we want to have an update from you, of course. Sean, welcome.
Very good. Good to be here.
Thank you very much for taking the time. Well, we spoke exactly, I would say, 1 year ago. A lot of things happened. Gold and silver markets dropped significantly. Now we had one of the best quarters in this year since ever in the gold price appreciation, I would call it. How has Agnico done?
We've done well because over the last few years, we were not having to worry about financial distress or financial risk. We actually had the financial resources and the projects to think about the future. And we went in a little bit different direction than the general trend. We actually doubled our exploration budget last year, focused on some key areas that we believe will be a big part of our future. So for us, in our long history, we've always felt that the best time to actually invest in ideas and projects is when the gold is at a lower level, and that's what we've continued to do over the last few years.
Absolutely fantastic. Before we come to the exploration, what was the production profile last year of Agnico?
We produced over 1.6 million ounces, so we set a record. Our costs continue to go down, and if you actually look at the last 4 years, we increased production every year. We exceeded our production guidance in terms of the actual numbers, and we lowered our unit costs. So that was during a period of lower gold prices. We generated significant margin and cash flow, and that's what allowed us to not just increase exploration, but reduce our debt last year by $200 million, so improving the financial flexibility.
Yeah, this gives a safe cushion, I would say.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Great. I think you also stepped into some acquisitions, like I think you did Berusan a little bit. You bought into projects. Can you elaborate a little bit?
Well, that's a continuation of an approach that we've used for 3 decades now, where we're very active making strategic investments in junior companies. And we do that not only to support that junior space, but to get a sense of opportunities that are out there. And one of the things that we've been successful in is when we approach M&A, we don't make big bets. We make smaller measured bets. And even sometimes before we make those measured bets, we'll make strategic investments to get a good feel. Doesn't necessarily mean when we make an investment that we ultimately follow it up with a bid, because we've been very active in selling positions that we've had. Romarco, Sullivan, Probe, Gold Eagle over the years. We've made substantial gains on doing that work and making those strategic investments. So it's a good way for us to get a good feel of not just the risk, but a good feel for the opportunity. Because I think the key in this business is to make sure that the risk and assessment of risk doesn't get in the way of your vision of the opportunity.
Absolutely. Wow, I really like this approach. Well, this tells me why you are so successful. Let's come a bit, to the vision and to the future. As you said, you doubled exploration expenditures. I think that's exactly the right way, because this is future. That's a future investment. And I saw on your website you have a Nunavut presentation where I think your 2 mines, Meadowbank and Meliadine, are there also. So what is going on there? Because it looked to me like that you are really pushing hard with the exploration there.
We see that as a big part of our future, because what we've learned with our experience with Meadowbank is it's one of those unique places in the world where you have the combination of the ability to do business. The people are very supportive of mining, and there's tremendous mineral potential, and it's basically untapped. And we're the largest producer there. We're a big portion of the economy. The community and Agnico Eagle have established a great partnership to go forward on. But one of our key competitive advantages is our large production and skill set that's based in Quebec. And we use that base to do our logistical support, our planning, bringing skill sets to the region. And so we feel that Nunavut will be a big part of our future. That's largely one of the reasons that we increased exploration. The biggest single component of our exploration budget, almost a third of it, is Nunavut. And it's Amaruq, the recent discovery. So Amaruq is going to allow us to extend the life of Meadowbank, to leverage off of the processing capacity we have there. Meliadine's a big project. We expect that to come into production in 2020. The combination of Amaruq and Meliadine, we expect to give us approximately 800,000 ounces of production, combined with a growing profile of production in Quebec. 5 years from now, we can see Agnico producing 30 to 40% more gold from the existing assets that we have in the pipeline.
Wow. And that means also, I mean, CapEx-wise, it's not the same like to open up a new mine. I mean, you can use existing infrastructure, existing material. So, yeah,
For a big part of that.
big win-win situation, isn't
Yeah,
it?
for a big part of that production growth, it's coming from existing mines where we're simply taking advantage of processing capacity that's currently being unused. We see that at LaRonde, we see that at Goldex, we see that at Kittila, at Meadowbank as we mine out the main operation at Meadowbank. Fortunately, we made the discovery at Amaruq, so we're treating that as a satellite deposit. Meliadine's a new project, will require more capital, but we see that as a base combined with Amaruq, and we can be exploring for a long time. What we have done in the last year, thinking long-term again, we've significantly expanded our land package in the region by staking a lot of additional ground. So from Rankin Inlet on the western shore of Hudson's Bay, all the way up through Baker Lake and Amaruq, we now have tied up and have 100% ownership of 438,000 hectares of ground. That's a lot of ground, covering the major geological structures in the region.
Yeah, no, that's really a lot of ground. Wow, fantastic. Beside that, where do you see the future then from Agnico also? I mean, that's a big project, that's no question, for the exploration also. It requires really a lot of big amount of money. But what else do you have a bit in the planning where you would say, oh, maybe here we can expand, here we can do some more?
Well, it's really across the board. We can actually be producing in 5 years 30 to 40% more gold, basically have the same number of mines, be operating in the same regions we're currently operating in. And the challenge that the industry's had, that as it's grown, it's become more complex to manage. And several of our competitors got too big and have had to deconstruct their businesses to get to a more manageable level. We're still at that level where we can still grow, where exploration can still make a meaningful impact, and we can still have a manageable business 5 years from now, even though it could be 30 to 40% bigger. And that's the key, is to be able to have a business that you can deliver on expectations and that you can make investments and think long-term and add value. So the key for us, though, is what drives this is the grade. Our reserve grade is more than double the average of our peers. Over the last 5 years, we've been mining at a level that's 22% below our reserve grade. So as we open up these deposits that have higher grade, our grade mine will start to increase. And it's really a function of grade that's driving a lot of this production growth. If you have grade, you can control your unit costs. Absolutely. And that's what we're focused. Delivering growth, but not just any growth. It's quality growth that preserves the margin and delivers. But I think the real key here going forward is in a rising gold price environment, in an investment world that's starved for yield, where we're seeing negative interest rates, we believe that there can be businesses in the gold business that can actually deliver a bigger dividend going forward as gold goes up. And those will be the ones people want to invest in. And the way we've positioned Agnico, we think we can be one of those companies.
Super. So to me, to read between the lines, that means the dividend will grow with the future.
Gold price going up, we're in a great position to continue to increase the dividend. And we have a history. We're not just new to the dividends. We've paid a dividend for 33 years in a very cyclical business. That means it's important to us, and we make a point of doing it year after year after year.
Yeah, fantastic. Last question, and I just want to stay with the dividend. What is the percentage of your profit you are paying out in the dividend?
Well, right now our total dividend's around $70 million US. Our EBITDA is probably 10 times that, 11 times that, depending on the gold price. So we're paying about 10% of our EBITDA. But the magic of a gold equity right now versus buying gold is the fact that the next $250 move in gold, so let's say gold goes up 20%, that's extremely important to the industry, because at $1,250 you're not really able to reinvest in the future, but much of the industry will really be able to benefit from an extra $250 an ounce. Some people will have to deal with balance sheet issues. We'll be in a position as gold goes up to have growing output while we maintain costs. So that's an expanding margin with more ounces being produced. And what we've done over the years is we've been in business 59 years. We only have 217 million shares outstanding. We've kept a tight lid on the float, which means we can deliver the per share growth in production and reserves, which can be reflected in dividends per share.
Definitely. Great. That was a Fantastic final statement. Thank you very much for that, Sean.
Very good.
And
Thank you.
all the best. Keep it going because dividends, that's exactly the future, how I see it also. And yeah, it's good for the people because it helps everybody and keep it going like this because fantastic.
Very
Thank you
good. Thank you very much.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
Ladies and gentlemen, it was Sean Boyd, the CEO of Agnico Eagle. And yeah, as he pointed out, honestly, it is a success story. It will be in the future a success story. They doubled the exploration expenditures last year, even despite weak markets. I think that's the right sign to invest into the future of a company. And also with his new discovery, Amaroq, and also in the Nunavut with 438,000 hectares land package. That's really a lot. The future is bright for the company and dividends should rise. So check it out, own it. Thank you very much and bye-bye from Zurich.